Okay, so for this topic, we are going to finish up our content from Unit 1, Day 12. Then we're going to move on to Day 13 as well. So I guess to start, we have to look at what we have here. We have a compound inequality. And the most important thing to look at here is the word and. So there's going to be two different types of this that you'll come across on ALEKS. You'll come across some and problems and then some or problems as well. We'll start with the and then I'm going to do it with the or as well, just to kind of show what's going on here. Basically, you're going to solve both of these inequalities. So you'll get, let's see here. You will get minus 6. So you'll have 2u is less than or equal to 4. Therefore, if I divide both sides by 2, I'll get u is less than or equal to a 2. And on this side, you'll have, so let's see, we subtract 1 from both sides. We'll get 3u is less than negative 3. So therefore, u must be less than negative 1 if I divide both sides by that 3 there. Okay, so we didn't have to flip symbols or anything. That's something that you need to keep in mind. If you do come across negative numbers, you have to flip your signs. But this is what I have. I have u is less than 2, and I have u is less than negative 1. I would always encourage you, especially on this topic, to graph it out. If it wants interval notation, it doesn't say we have to graph it. I would definitely graph it out every single time for these. So if I graph it, I can just do a quick little number line here with a line at negative 1 and a line at 2 on my number line. At 2, it's going to be a closed circle, and at negative 1, it's going to be an open circle. It says u is less than 2, so we're going to point, it's going to point that way. And u is less than negative 1, so this is also going to point that way. Now, I just want to point out that this arrow right here is actually going to go all the way past and over there as well. Okay, so now it wants interval notation. When I'm looking at this picture, I have to be clear that this is an and problem. An and problem means we want to find a location, basically, or points that are true for both, because and would mean both of them. Now, if I pick anything over on this side, it's true for neither of them, because none of the arrows are pointing that way. If I pick anything on the line from here to here, it's true for one of them. It's true for like this arrow right here, but it's not true for the other arrow. So it's not technically an or problem if it's not true. Well, it's not an and problem, I guess, if it's not true for both. Everything over here, though, and then forever that way, is going to be true for both, because both arrows are going to be coming across down here. So that's where both arrows are going to exist. Therefore, that's kind of like what we're looking for there. So I need to come up with an interval notation for everything right here, if that arrow was to continue. So here's how I do that. Well, everything from negative infinity, I'll put my parenthesis around it because it's an infinity symbol, all the way up to negative 1. But it's not including negative 1 since that's an open circle. So this is actually the final answer for this question. I want to do it as an or problem as well, though. So this would be the answer if it was an and question. Now, if it was an or up there instead, it would look like this. First of all, we wouldn't be looking at, I can't erase all of this highlighter, but we wouldn't be looking at that stuff. We would be looking at everything that at least one line touches. So over here, nothing touches, so that's still not going to be true. But everything from here all the way over there is at least touched by one of those arrows, one of those lines. If it's in the middle of these two circles, at least this part is touching it. And if it's over here, then you've got both arrows that are going to be touching it. So I basically need everything from 2 on down. So let's just write it out here really quick. So if I do negative infinity to 2, and 2 is a closed circle, so I'm going to put a bracket in for that. That is topic 20, or that is topic 30, and I think I'm actually just going to end the video with that one.